Today we're installing the Synergy Manufacturing Sit, Shower, Shave. We begin by assembling the fittings onto the heat exchanger itself. Use a quality thread sealant or Teflon tape on the threads before assembly. Snug fittings tight. After installing the appropriate brass fittings, install the two male cam lock fittings on the opposite side of the heat exchanger, which are provided in the kit. Again, use a quality thread sealant or Teflon tape on the threads. Now find a suitable location for the heat exchanger and bracket to mount. Somewhere on the firewall near the heater core outlet inlet is ideal. Once a suitable location is found, use the heat exchanger and bracket as a guide and mark the location of the 4 mounting holes which will need to be drilled. Be sure the area behind the bracket location is accessible and clear of wiring, carpeting, and anything else that might get in the way. Now center punch and drill the 4 holes using a quality 1/4-inch drill bit. Clean up any sharp edges after drilling. Bolt in the heat exchanger and bracket with the bolts provided in the kit. Use the nylock nuts provided on the back side and use a washer under both the head of the bolt and nut. Tighten all 4 bolts. Now we can begin running coolant lines to the heat exchanger itself. Often one of the factory coolant hoses on the vehicle can be rerouted from the motor to the heat exchanger. Next, measure the amount of hose needed to go from each fitting to the heat exchanger. Cut the appropriate length of hose and hook it up to the heat exchanger. Secure the new coolant lines to the motor using the factory spring clamps. Secure the hoses to the brass fittings on the heat exchanger with the hose clamps provided in the kit. Next, unspool the 50-foot bundle of clear fiber reinforced hose included in the kit. This hose needs to be cut into 2 pieces. One length, which will be used between the water source and pump, with the other length used between the pump and the heat exchanger. Keep this in mind when cutting the hose. Attach one of the 1/2-inch male barb fittings, which are included with the pump kit, to one end of each piece of hose. Secure with the hose clamp provided in the kit. On the opposite end of the longer piece of hose, attach the stainless suction strainer. No hose clamp is needed on this end. On the opposite end of the short hose, attach one of the 1/2-inch male barb quick connect fittings to the hose. No hose clamp is needed on this end. Use the last remaining 1/2-inch male barb quick connect fitting on the free end of the white shower head hose. This is a very tight fit, so run the end of the hose under hot water until it is soft and easy to work with. Additionally, use some form of lubricant on the barb fitting and press it into the end of the hose. Although it is possible to easily mount the pump on the vehicle as well, we do not recommend this, as it may limit its use and lead to longer and more difficult priming of the pump. Ultimately, it is up to the installer's preference. Once you've wired the pump, installation is complete. Now you can try out your new Synergy Manufacturing Sit, Shower, Shave.